on Ctv3 News. A cop from Curacao is charged with 4 counts of rape of a child. The alleged victim is 14. Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. We start off tonight's newscast with a disturbing report hailing from the Curacao district where a cop has been charged with rape of a child. He is 34-year-old Aníbal Carrillo, who has been arrested and charged with 4 counts of rape of a 14-year-old female minor. On Friday, August 16, the minor and her mother visited the Curacao police station and reported that a police officer had sexual relations with the minor several times between 2022 and 2023. Carrillo was charged and arraigned at the Curacao Magistrates Court, where no plea was taken. He was remanded to the Hattieville prison. The case was adjourned until the 26th of November 2024. Apart from Aníbal Carrillo, police have also arrested and charged 41-year-old Belizean Special Constable Jose Oscar Sanchez and 34-year-old Victor Shaw, Belizean police officer, following an investigation in southern Belize. The men were arrested yesterday following a report made by 30-year-old Leonardo Shalom, who stated that on Friday, August 31st, around 5:30 p.m., while riding his bike in Trio Village, he was stopped by 2 police officers who allegedly physically assaulted him with a firearm and fired shots towards his foot. As a result, police have arrested and charged Sanchez with 1 count of aggravated assault, 2 counts of wounding, and 3 counts of possession of a firearm whilst under the influence of drugs or alcohol. As for Shaw, he was charged with 1 count of aggravated assault and 2 counts of wounding. A 55-year-old Belizean Lebanese businessman from Santa Elena Town has been detained by cops after he threatened a security guard at the Ministry of Natural Resources in Belmopan with a firearm this morning. Reports indicate that the individual went inside the building and was told that as per procedure, he has to get a ticket for service. The individual apparently refused to obtain a ticket, and that led to the exchange of words with the security. After that, the situation got volatile as words soon escalated into threats as the individual can be heard telling the security officer that he would kill him. The individual then states that he has a gun which he pulls out and cranks. Immediately, those gathered under the shed move away as the individual moves away from the area. The ongoing Commission of Inquiry into the sugar industry continued today with the leadership of the Corozal Sugarcane Producers Association, CSCPA, testifying before the commissioners this morning in Belmopan. The CSCPA was established in 2015 and has over 600 cane farmers, particularly from the Corozal district under their umbrella. In his opening statement, Chairman of the association, Vladimir Puk, cited recent trials which his association has been facing, particularly as it relates to the environmental challenges which has affected the industry in northern Belize on a whole.
Right. We at the CSCPA, right, we also have these environmental challenges, as we said, no, especially in the area of the harvest of the cane, no, the growth of the cane. It is something that we, due to climate change, are suffering a lot, right? Since 2019, this last drought has been affecting the association very severely. We haven't recovered as yet, and those are things that is making us suffer with our banks, right? We need to also make sure that we pay our debts, no? And the climate change is affecting us a lot. But nevertheless, these projects are something that require help, right? Help throughout the industry, right? These are things that need to be discussed at the industry level, right? These are things that every day we confront with the cane farmer, with the SICB, at the SCPC, and these are things that need to be looked on with urgency, right? It's something that we need to tackle together, this environmental issue.
Another of the main issues affecting farmers of his association, according to Puk, is the particularly high cost of production in the past couple of few, which can be associated with the ongoing labor issues affecting the industry.
Right, harvesting has become very costly to our cane farmers. Right, we have the situation with the cane cutters. For the past 2-3 years, it has been getting worse. There are various things that have been affecting this situation with the cane cutters, no? And those are things that, like for example, when the minimum wage was changed, right, affected a little with the cane cutters. Also, growth within the country, you know, there has been more projects and more cane cutters have been getting those jobs there, no? And also the climate, right? It has been a very tough climate for these past years, and that has been one of the reasons why cane cutters will decide to go otherwise, no? And also a late start, right? For 2 years we have been having a late start in a crop, and those cane cutters that depend only on cane cutting, once a week or 2 weeks pass, before or after Christmas, if they don't find a job, they need to move elsewhere. So too late start of crop has been affecting us very, very bad, no? And once those cane cutters will have a taste in another type of work, which is maybe much easier, well, they decide to remain there, right? Which is good in a sense, but it's also affecting an industry very badly, no? So those two late starts, one after the other consecutively, have been affecting the industry, no? So and that is only one aspect because, and very important because the price of cutting cane has been getting higher, right? And a lot of incentives has to be given to the cane cutters, right? Due to the fact that because of the long hours of work and the hot sun, well, you need to incentivize your cane cutters, no? You need to take more water, more food. That's more expensive in fuel and everything in general, right? So those are the things that are affecting the cane farmers.
In this regard, the association says it has several projects in the pipeline which they hope to implement to assist farmers moving forward.
Particularly during the times of harvest and delivery. And coupled with that, you know, the burden of climate change and that has affected them negatively in terms of production. And cane cutters don't work out. So it's a bunch of things put together, which eventually for us as an association, you know, we had to develop, well, not develop yet, but we have pipeline projects that we want to introduce pretty soon. A production bank is one of them to alleviate those farmers that are still struggling out there trying to recover from their loss of production. We're talking about a fuel program. And we've set up our own depot to assist our cane farmers with cheaper fuel for them to be able to reduce some of the cost of harvest and delivery. And we have other programs that already are activated. So this is what we are doing together with the chairmen and the board, you know, support for farmers, which is important.
Additionally, the association raised the need for more autonomy in the harvesting and delivery control, which they say would give the association the power to fix several bottlenecks associated with the current system.
Discussed with my board, no? And those might be in some board minutes, where we sometimes find bottlenecks, no? And we see that during the delivery, especially when burn downs, certain situation with certain cane farmers, no, that we need to deal with immediately. We need to wait until there's an SCPC meeting to deal with those things, no? And those are things that if we would have the autonomy to deal with those, we would move a little bit faster, no? It's not taking away all the functions of the SCPC, but when I say autonomy is especially in the delivery, right? If we have 130,000 tons of cane and there's 180 days of harvesting days, we need to coordinate accordingly, right? And yes, we know we have bottlenecks, but also if we would have the opportunity to deal with those internally, right? And then we will move faster, no? And more amenable to us. No?
Just an open question to that fact. If each one of the four associations had that autonomy, don't you believe that would be creating havoc when it comes time to deliver if everybody can just select what they want to change at that exact moment?
No, because there are things that we will need to have to discuss also at the SCPC level, no? What each and every one of us plan to do, right? And I know for a fact that every association has their issues, and each association is unique, right? But not because of that, as I well mentioned, I don't want to say we want autonomy and just handle certain issues that we think, no, it is something that we need to discuss also at the SCPC level, what we are planning to do, right? We don't want to leave them aside. We need, everyone in the industry is important, right? Just that we find sometimes certain decisions, we need to wait until there's a meeting when we can discuss that in-house and try to fix it, no? There are sometimes cane farmers that are not obeying, right, certain things within the SCPC, no, and we can't deal with them, right? We have our bylaws, yes, they don't want to obey to our bylaws. Then we have the act, sometimes they don't want to. So those are things that we need to start to handle ourselves, no, before it gets out of hand.
Another recommendation raised by the leadership of the association is the need to include the former association in the governing bodies of the sugar industry, including the SICB and SCPC, which are currently run through the Ministry of Agriculture.
I think that the word autonomy, no, feels like if we want to run ourselves without anyone looking after us, no, I believe that the SICB for many years have been functioning, but one thing that we would like to see removed is, and I know in Belize it will be very difficult to remove that, no, the politics within it, not only within, but the party politics, right? I think that both governments have been very into what is the sugar cane, right? In the past it was very much worse, right? Many years back, but now it is something that affects us even at the level of associations, no? It needs to be removed, that factor removed, right? Let's say, for example, the composition of the board, right? It's appointed by the agriculture minister, right? And that is the first thing that raises politics inside of it, right? It appointed. So those things need to be somewhat removed. Yes, government has to be involved. It's very healthy for the government to be involved, right? But also, persons that need to be within that board need to be very well aware of what is sugarcane, right? Yes, you can be an agriculture specialist, but sugarcane itself, right? It has been for 60 years in the north and has its own unique way. Yes, it is changing very slowly, but there are plenty well-educated people in the north that have grown within the sugar industry that can help, no, and have that vision of helping the community, no, that need to sit on those boards, right? Oh, and something very important, no, we are 4 associations now, and I think that each association deserves to have a seat or a vote within the board, right?
At this time, only the Progressive Sugarcane Producers Association and the Northern Sugarcane Farmers Association remain to testify. This is expected later this week, along with BEL and the Utilities Commission. Coming up next, the Belize Defense Force honors its first female pilot. Stay tuned.
Over the past 4 years, this government has perhaps done more to transform Belize than any other government in the history of our country.
Kaya South has been with you, Prime Minister, in 3 general elections, and hopefully we will be with you for many more. It is an honor that I represent the warriors from the West.
Today, I can safely say that myself and the entire South is going to win for the People's United Party.
I could tell you the Eastern Caucus will deliver, and we will deliver some surprising seats in this next election.
¡Que viva el Partido Unido del Pueblo! ¡Que viva John Briceño! ¡Que viva el norte! ¡Que viva el norte!
do the right thing, nothing can go wrong. When we make sure that every single child can go to school on free education, nothing can go wrong. When we make sure that we are building cement houses for our people, nothing can go wrong. When we make sure we are providing health care for the masses of this country, nothing can go wrong. When we make sure that ordinary people are able to get a house lot, nothing can go wrong.
The Public Utilities Commission continues to drive changes for Belize's utility and ICT sectors by creating new regulations and updating existing laws and rules to elevate the legal framework for water, telecommunication, and electricity. Overall, our work at PUC allows for better protection of consumers and the environment, a comprehensive integration of renewable energy sources into the national power grid, assures businesses continuity of utilities, promote competition and investments, and enhances national development in Belize. PUC, transforming the utility and ICT sectors by modernizing the regulatory framework.
We're calling it a multi-purpose park because it will have a variety of services and amenities. So right to my left here will be a state-of-the-art parking lot. Immediately in front of that, in 2 acres, we will have a hotel and convention center. Then on this side here, it's going to be recreational areas. On the northeast side, we're going to have an amphitheater for musicians so that persons visiting could have high-quality entertainment with our well-known artists in Dangriga.
With this project, it gives the community an opportunity to work, to invest, to grow. More revenues for the town council. That means more streets, more drains, more parks, more playgrounds. The economy grows.
All of us have collaborated on making this a reality, and certainly this will have a huge impact in terms of employment, in terms of quality of life.
This evening when we're looking at the park and the multi-purpose use of this park, this green area, and convert it to a park, again it has to do with people, that they could bring people together.
Yesterday spelled back to school for thousands of students across the country. With well-pressed uniforms and brand new haircuts, students stepped into their classrooms hoping the new school year would bring along excellent grades. And while these young minds are already hitting the books, for parents the opening of the new school year proved quite hectic and for some basically impossible due to financial constraints. But thanks to several organizations, including the Corozal Community Police Unit, that burden was reduced. In the case of the CCP, the unit provided free haircuts to both male and female students on Sunday. Officer Pedro Romero spoke to us about the initiative.
The initiative that took place yesterday, the 1st of September, was an initiative of the community. As community-oriented policing officers, we have to come up with different ways and ideas that get the community involved. The same community we serve, we want to get them involved in our activities. Right? As I said, on Sunday, the 1st September 2024, the Corozal Police Formation organized a back-to-school haircut drive for students of Corozal Town to get them ready, looking sharp for the return of classes on Monday.
How many students did you see or were able?
The initiative was a success thanks to the collaboration of Bud's Barber Shop. The Rotary Club is a universal name, and this year it celebrates 50 years in Corozal. The volunteer institution globally works to make the world a better place. At the moment, the club in Corozal is preparing to engage in its prosthetic program in order to facilitate movement to persons who may be needing a wheelchair. Still in Belize, amputees find it difficult to obtain a prosthetic limb, and when possible, it comes at a very extravagant cost. But Rotary Corozal is trying its utmost best to assist those in need. Today, the past and present president of the club appeared on our morning show to speak about the program.
ROMP is Range of Motion Prosthetics. It's an international organization. Their part is based out of Guatemala City, who we're partnering with. They give prostheses for above knee and even no limb amputees.
Okay.
And it's a great initiative. It's a lot more time, given that there's a psychological portion at the beginning to prepare the person for the prosthesis. Then they get fitted and everything. They get the prosthesis, and then there is a physiotherapy after receiving the prosthesis. You know, it won't just collect amputees and here's the prosthesis. Good luck out there in the world. No, this organization has it really well thought out and very well structured. It's about 6 to 8 months of working one-on-one with the individuals so they could prepare themselves before, during the prosthesis, and then prepare themselves for after they have received the prosthesis. It's not most of these people have lived their whole life without a leg, so it's not that easy to get back up and running. You gotta go slowly, and this organization has it down to the T, exactly how they do it and everything. It's just so amazing, and can't wait to work with them.
Knowing full well the hurdles an amputee may experience, former president of the club, Shelley Falk, has always had the aim of providing a wider assistance to those who have lost a limb.
I have a husband that's an amputee, so I know how important it is to somebody that doesn't have a limb. And I can tell you for a fact that ROMP has really done their work. They've been doing this for a good 15 years at least, and they've really worked through the whole psychological evaluation, everything that Henry was talking about. And this one is actually going to have a financial cost to it, so that people are invested in the device that they're going to be getting. So they have to be prepared mentally to know that there's going to be an investment into getting their device.
In the past, the club has also worked with the Hope to Walk organization. The project has proven to be of great assistance to many.
That Hope to Walk is the other organization we work with, and that prosthetic is for somebody that still has a knee. It is a more limiting kind of device. If you're a very active person, it may not hold up as well, but if you've got a more sedentary kind of life and you want a limb, it's worked very well. We've got 33 people up walking from that particular organization with Hope to Walk. We just like to expand into a better kind of device now, or something that's going to be a little bit stronger, hold up a little bit better for people, because right now we've got no way to help somebody that's lost their knee.
Yes.
This will help somebody that's actually lost their knee, even all the way up into hip joints and everything. So, and we're limiting right now just to limbs for the legs. We're not going to get into arms and that sort of thing. They do that, but we're going to get started on a very baby step kind of way of doing all this and getting people out.
The Rotary Club of Corozal meets on Wednesdays at their office on 4th Avenue in Corozal. Suicide is a serious public health problem that affects millions of people around the world each year. According to statistics from the World Health Organization, more than 700,000 deaths are recorded due to suicide annually, and for every death there are 20 failed attempts. In an effort to minimize this occurrence, the International Association for Suicide Prevention, in collaboration with the World Health Organization, have been promoting World Suicide Prevention Day on the 10th of September for close to 20 years. It is a day used to sensitize communities as a whole about the importance of prioritizing suicide prevention. In commemoration of Suicide Prevention Day being promoted this year under the theme, Changing the Narrative of Suicide, the mental health program through the Ministry of Health and Wellness here in Orange Walk today hosted a very special ceremony tonight at the Town Hall, where a suicide prevention awareness flag was hoisted to mark to signify that Orange Walk Town is working to prioritize suicide prevention. Today's event was attended by Mayor Ladrick Shepherd along with Councillor Dorette Pascasio and several high school students and teachers. Through the celebration of World Suicide Prevention Day, the hope is to break the stigma around suicide and reach out to anyone battling with mental health issues. In commemoration of Suicide Prevention Day, which is upcoming on September 10th, today the Northern Regional Hospital also included a special message for anyone battling with thoughts of suicide to remind you that you are not alone.
Did you know that every 40 seconds someone dies around the world by suicide? And this is very common among young adults 14 to 29 years old. This is also very common among the male gender.
Suicide does not just occur in high-income countries, but is a global phenomenon in all regions of the world, including Belize. It can happen to anyone.
As the theme implies, changing the narrative on suicide. Let us raise awareness about the importance of reducing stigma and encourage open conversations to prevent suicides.
Do not be afraid. Talk to someone you trust, a friend, colleague, your teacher, a family member, a mental health professional. You are not alone.
Many of us have been dealt challenges throughout our lives. Some challenges may be more complex than others, and at times it may seem like your world is crashing around you. Suicide may seem like the only way out. However, if you're having these thoughts, reach out to talk. Let's change the narrative on suicide.
Suicide is a serious public health concern. It is preventable with timely, evidence-based, and often low-income interventions. Do you know that there are mental health professionals countrywide that are here to help you? Don't hesitate. Reach out for assistance.
Flag will remain at the Town Hall until September 14th. The Belize Defense Force BDF has made history with the graduation of its first female pilot, Second Lieutenant Julia Puerto. After nearly 2 years of rigorous training at the Caribbean Military Academy School of Aviation, Second Lieutenant Puerto officially earned her wings on September 3, 2024. Her journey began on January 9, 2023 with initial ground school training, followed by primary flight training Phase 1 and an extended primary flight training Phase 2 in a Diamond DA-40 fixed-wing aircraft. She then advanced to Phase 3, where she trained in rotary flying using a Bell 505 helicopter. Second Lieutenant Puerto expressed deep gratitude for the opportunity to pursue her dream of becoming an aviator. She thanked God for His blessings and acknowledged the unwavering support of her family and friends throughout her journey. Her mother, who traveled from Orange Walk, proudly pinned her wings during the graduation ceremony, marking this historic achievement. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
My name is Stacey Badillo. This is my sister Gina Badillo, and we've been owners of this business for the past 19 years. It is called Purple Passion Studio and Spa, and we're located in Keycocker, Belize. I've been part of the credit union for 12 years, and Gina for 19 years. Professionally, it's allowed us for our business to grow, and our careers has grown as well.
We have had great customer service at Credit Union.
They're exceptional.
Yes.
For this small island, it's very important, but for our small business, it's even more important. It has changed our lives, the lives of our children, of our families.
I highly recommend St. Francis Credit Union to my children, to my family, to my clients, to everyone that is around me, that it's always the number one.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's Power It Up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work.
Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
I've been waiting 40 years for this. They called themselves Ghostbusters. According to these hacks, they saved the world. No eyewitnesses. And who is found to carry the torch? Descendants of Egon Spengler. You have a miner hanging out the side of a moving vehicle, firing a laser gun indiscriminately.
Has a proton pack.
It's completely safe.
I wouldn't say completely safe.
The Ghostbusters are finished.
Right, well, overruled.
Sustained.
Thank you.
You the weird guy who buys strange old things?
Correct on both counts.
Buddy, you just hit the jackpot.
What is it?
Better question is, what's inside of it?
The parables tell of an unimaginable evil commanding an army of ghosts. With the power to kill by fear itself.
Like literally scared to death?
We might be looking at a second ice age.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work.
Can I be of any help? Melnitz in uniform. Yes.
If there's something strange, if there's something weird, who are people gonna call?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
We're the Ghostbusters. Can I tell you something else? What? Buster makes me feel good. It makes me feel good.
Heads up. Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
Today, through a collaboration between the Ministry of Immigration and the UN High Commission on Refugees, UNHCR, 7 applicants received their Belize permanent residency cards under Belize's amnesty program. Their new immigration document was handed over by Prime Minister John Briceño and UNHCR Regional Bureau Director Jose Samaniego, who is on a working visit to Belize. Currently, 370 persons have been approved for permanent residency as part of the amnesty program, which departs from the usual hardline stance against irregular immigration and offers a gentler approach to persons living in Belize without proper legal standing. John Zabani, a legendary figure of the South, passed away this morning, reportedly from a heart attack following a period of illness. Zabani was known for his prominent role in Belize's citrus industry. Last year, he described himself as Belize's largest individual citrus grower, with orchards covering 4,500 to 5,000 acres of orange and grapefruit. In 2012, he was designated as a kingpin by the United States Office of Foreign Assets Control a label he fought vigorously and ultimately had lifted 5 years later in 2017. Despite the declining fortunes of the citrus industry, Zabani remained a dedicated farmer until the end. The life of 69-year-old John Zabani will be celebrated with a wake tonight, followed by his funeral tomorrow, honoring his final wishes. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, September 4th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv2 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv2 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.